It is just hair. It's just hair. Hair will grow back. Hey y'all, it's Brianna and welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking all about my big chop hair experience. It's been 4 years since I cut all of my hair off in April of 2015. So I just wanted to sit down, make this video, talk about why I decided to do the big chop, what my hair was going through and what it's been through over the last 4 years. So let's just get straight into the video. So what is the big chop? The big chop is basically exactly what it sounds like. It's chopping off all of your hair, whether it's damaged from relaxing, from coloring or other chemical processing, maybe even straightening, and basically just kind of starting over so that your hair grows in its natural state. So my big chop experience in April of 2015, so 4 years ago, my hair was damaged. I had been through bleaching, coloring, a couple of years of relaxing. I was addicted to the flat iron and I would straighten my hair nearly every single day in high school. Every single day. And so basically my hair got to the point where it just wouldn't curl anymore. It was pretty much straight and very limp. And so I'm not going to go into too much detail about everything my hair has been through because I actually have another video where I talk about my entire hair journey from when I was younger up until now. And so if you want a more detailed version of what my hair has been through, I will link that down below and you can check that out. But basically my hair was damaged. And so April 2015, I was a freshman in college and it was a point of transition in my life. So I was a college track athlete and about a month before my big chop, I had made the decision to quit, give up my scholarship and apply to a new school and transfer. So I was going through a very transitional part of my life and it just got to the point where I really actually wanted to wear my hair curly, but it was so damaged that it just looked terrible. It wouldn't curl and I was just really tired of seeing how limp and dead it looked. So throughout most of my life, I had pretty decently long hair. It never really got much shorter than shoulder length. And so I was in my dorm one night. I remember it was right after Easter, so I had went home for Easter and shortly after I got back to school, I was just in my dorm and something inside of me just told me that I just needed to start over. So there's some famous quote from Coco Chanel about like when a woman cuts her hair and makes a major change to her hair, she's about to change her life. And so, like I said, this was a super transitional point in my life, and around this time is when I really had started getting into YouTube and paying more attention to how to take care of my hair, and that's basically where I discovered what the big chop was and had seen other people's before and afters about how their hair had just grown back super luscious and curly. And so I was in my dorm and something inside me told me to cut my hair. And I picked up a pair of scissors, just regular paper cutting scissors. They weren't even made for hair. And I went to the mirror and basically just cut off all of my hair, pretty much just looking for any straight pieces, which ended up being most of my hair. So when I was finished, I'll insert a photo of what my hair looked like. It was the shortest hair that I had ever had in my life. It looked a lot shorter than it was. So if I pulled out the longest curls, my hair was maybe like 1.5 inches around there. So I wasn't bald, but I definitely had never experienced having hair this short in my life. I remember almost immediately after I cut my hair and I saw all of my hair on the counter and saw how short my hair was, I was kind of like breaking down into tears. Like, why did I cut my hair? Why? And the next morning I remember waking up to go to class and it's kind of like when you forget that you did something to your hair and you go to sleep like it was a dream. You wake up and no, it was not a dream. And so I remember being very, very regretful of cutting my hair and just feeling super unconfident having such short hair. Our society sets these standards of beauty that women should have long, luscious hair. My hair was basically down to my scalp. So I remember feeling very, very regretful immediately after doing the big chop. So I just want to kind of cut in and say that the big chop is not for everybody, and some things that the naturally curly community does instead of doing the big chop is called transitioning. So if you have super damaged hair from chemical processing or from other methods of straightening or whatever you did to your hair, some people prefer to transition, which is basically just letting your hair grow out and then to whatever length that you are comfortable with, and then just cutting off the damaged ends. And so in a way, I kind of unintentionally did transition. I had gotten a couple of relaxers growing up and throughout high school, and my senior year of high school is the last time that I got a relaxer. So when I went to college, I didn't get relaxers just because I was a couple hours away from home. I didn't know any hairdressers and I was playing sports, so it was just too much work to maintain straight hair. So when I did the big chop, I believe it had been about a year or a little more than a year since I had a relaxer. So I guess I unintentionally did kind of transition, you could say, but my hair was still so damaged that I ended up doing the big chop. So moving forward after 2015, I'll insert photos of my hair over the months and years, and my hair did come back super curly. I could not even remember my hair being this curly because I had been straightening it for so many years that I didn't even remember, like, this is how curly my actual hair is. And so my hair did grow back very healthy. I was taking care of it using more natural products, looking at ingredients. I rarely straightened my hair, maybe a couple times a year, and eventually that died off to just not straightening at all. And so my hair was definitely coming back very, very healthy, but there were a handful of mistakes I made post big chop. So doing the big chop allowed me to get a fresh start and really embrace my naturally curly hair. But then again, I'm human, I make mistakes, and so post big chop I did make some mistakes. I had to trim and even pretty much cut a lot of my hair off. I had an incident with bleach, I had some straightening and coloring, and I also got a diva cut that basically took off half of my hair, which I will make a video about in the future about my first and last diva cut experience. But I wasn't perfect, so throughout the last 4 years, even though my hair has made lots of progress and that I've really learned so much about my hair, there have been some setbacks. So just because you do a big chop doesn't mean that everything after that is just smooth sailing and everything is perfect and your hair is just no problems at all. You definitely learn a lot. You make more mistakes, you learn from those mistakes, but I think the thing that I've gotten most out of doing the big chop is just truly embracing my hair and myself for what it is. So over the last 4 years, my big chop experience has been ups and downs. There's been progress, there have been setbacks, and I've learned so much about my naturally curly hair. But more so than just what my big chop experience taught me about my hair, I also learned a lot about myself and just about life in general. So the first thing that my experience taught me is that it is just hair. It's just hair. Hair will grow back. Hair doesn't define you. Hair doesn't make you beautiful or ugly. Hair doesn't make you this or that. And so I think that I always really, really cherished and wanted to hold on to my hair, and I thought that the longer it was, the more confident or the more beautiful I was, and that just wasn't true. So the big chop definitely taught me to learn that it's just hair, and it's not that serious, it's not that deep. Second thing I learned is that sometimes you need a fresh start. So this can apply to hair, it can apply to relationships, to life, but sometimes things are just so far damaged, such as your ends might be from relaxing or bleaching your hair, that there's no way to repair it. And so I was holding on to my dead ends for so long, thinking that they would just magically spring back into curls, but the truth was that they were so damaged that nothing but a pair of scissors would truly correct that. So sometimes you just really need a fresh start and a new perspective. So the third thing I learned was that having short hair is actually very nice because it's really low maintenance, doesn't take a lot of time to do, and you spend way less money on hair products because you use less. So would I ever go back to short hair or do another big chop again? At the moment, I'm going to say no because I'm trying to grow my hair out, but honestly, having short hair isn't that bad. It was really nice to kind of just wake up and be able to do my hair in a minute or two instead of spending 40 minutes detangling or refreshing, and like honestly, the longer my hair gets, the more maintenance and time it is. So having short hair honestly isn't that bad. So doing the big chop doesn't necessarily have to mean that you're cutting off damage. It could just be a nice change to go from longer hair to short hair. So that is my big chop experience. Overall, it was the right decision for me to truly just start over and really take care of my hair and learn to embrace it for its natural state. I think I've learned so much about my hair, and I don't think that my hair would have made this progress or even returned to its natural state had I not done the big chop. So the big chop is definitely not for everybody. Like I mentioned earlier, some people might prefer to transition to grow their hair out and then cut the ends off so you don't have to go through that awkward short hair phase. But if you are thinking about doing the big chop, I think that you should just take the leap. The more you think about it and contemplate, the more that you might not want to do it. And so I just took a pair of scissors and just did it. So I think that don't be scared for change, don't be scared to start over, and that in the end, damaged hair, it doesn't look good, it's not healthy, and so you'll never regret doing the big chop, because in the end your hair will just come back with more life and be healthy and bouncy, and that is ultimately the whole point of doing the big chop. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please be sure to like it and subscribe down below, and if you want to check out my video of my entire curly hair story from when I was younger to high school to college to now, like I said, that's linked down below. And thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye y'all.